If you practice every day for 5 years, you are said to be a master of your craft. But is mere practice enough to suffice the name of a master, or is there something more that we're all forgetting? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Chantal, and at the beginning of this year I decided to open up my own little art gallery and pursue art full-time, teaching myself everything independently. And recently I have been very inspired by the colour palette of Monet, particularly his watercolour lilies, and I thought we would undertake a master study of Monet's work in order to understand how he builds up his colour palette and the different techniques that he uses. And although my art style does not gravitate towards an impressionistic look or technique, I think it's very important to adapt and change and experiment with different techniques of other artists in order to differentiate how they are from your own and what you want to adapt and change in your own work. So with the techniques that I learn in undertaking a study of Monet's work, I am later going to create my own piece in watercolour. But before we delve into that work, I think it's important to ask the question, what makes someone a master of their work? There are of course certain skills that are required, a drive to learn and develop your techniques, keep an open mind and be adaptable to change. When undertaking a master study of Monet's work, or any other artist, just because you want to, there is a certain superficiality. The inspiration and the story behind the work are sometimes more important than the master copy itself, because if you copy each brushstroke without understanding the meaning behind them, the complications and the hard work, can you really say you undertook the master study at all? Good morning everybody. It is another beautiful day in the gallery. The sun was shining and now it's not, but I got into the gallery this morning and I felt so unmotivated, uninspired. I'm also so really tired and exhausted because I have been editing and doing commissions all weekend, and now that it's a new week I'm back in the gallery and I'm so tired I don't really want to make art. And I question, like, why do I even deserve to make art? Why do I even deserve to be here with this opportunity? Like, I feel like, you know, when things don't align you don't deserve it. But no, get that negative self-talk out, in the bin, in the trash. It doesn't belong in my life. I don't need that. So I went and bought myself a coffee and we're going to finish my Monet painting master study, and I'm going to design a new watercolour piece. When viewing the works of an artist that are given the title of a master, they have with them more than years of practice, a skill set, a particular style, or a purposeful meaning behind their work. As a viewer, you are able to have a sense of the progress on how the piece has developed, a notion to where the brushstrokes have been purposeful. And when I was painting my master study of Monet's waterlilies, it was important to me to know why he painted them the way he did, and the meaning in the details of his work, such as why he excluded a horizon line to imitate the never-ending trenches of World War I. At first glance, you probably would have never associated the calm and sereneness of his paintings with war, but when understanding his inspirations, you see a deeper meaning in what he has created, and it becomes a personal exchange between the original creator and you. I really wanted to take time making the sketch perfect and making sure that I had all the proportions correct and the composition flowed really nicely throughout the piece. However, after I had finished the sketch, I realised that I had done it on the wrong watercolour paper, and that makes a huge difference depending on what you're used to and what you've been practicing on. The watercolour paper you use makes a huge difference to your artwork. So I ended up taking a photograph of it and retracing it on the watercolour paper that I use, and then I got started to painting. Day in the gallery, and when I mean beautiful, I mean beautifully raining and cold and dark and cloudy. Go away! Anyway, I'm so glad that I redrew my painting onto Archer's paper yesterday because the other one looks like a pile of not very good stuff. And so I am so excited to keep painting on this one today. So without further ado, let's go. Yeah. For me, painting with watercolour consists of lots and lots of layers. Putting on the finer details only comes at a later stage when I'm working with the eyes, the mouth or the nose, or just rendering the skin tones by making flat tones and pulling them out to certain areas and making the areas darker in some areas to give the illusion of depth and making the face appear although she is coming out of the water and searching her way through the lily pads. I wanted to give the notion that there is something that has caught her attention and she needs to acquire or achieve it. I was also inspired by the lack of horizon line in Monet's work to include that aspect in my own painting, as if to suggest that the girl is in a maze of never-ending lily pads and that in order to stay afloat she needs to not get caught up in them. It almost creates a sense of mystery in what the real surroundings are. We don't exactly know where she is or who she's with. Hi guys, it has been a while since I checked in with you. However, I have just finished painting her hair and I was going for like a slick back wet look. However, it's kind of giving Grug vibes. And although I love Grug, I don't really want her to look like Grug, if you know what I mean. I will let you be the judge, but at the moment, I really like it. So let's go. When creating this work, I used a lot of different references on how water lilies are reflected in the water around them, but because I didn't actually have a photo reference with a person actually being in a pool of lilies, I kind of had to imagine how her face would reflect in the water around her, and this actually took some trial and error before I got the right technique and the right look. I initially had the water reflections being white paper, but that didn't look natural at all. So I used a scrubbing technique and took up the excess water with a paper towel so that I could start again and get the right reflection. Creating a watercolour piece that looks realistic and that has a lot of depth and character takes time and patience. Adding numerous layers until the right colour hue is achieved is sometimes tedious work, but I think it is also what makes it the most enjoyable. You see a landscape or a character emerge and be brought to life. Sometimes creating an artwork that takes a longer period of time really makes me question what I'm doing. I think the biggest thing is not being caught up in this stage or dreading that the artwork will remain unfinished. It's knowing that this stage of the piece is not defining you as an artist, and nor will the finished piece either. Rather enjoying the process of the creation, your skills growing and evolving, and knowing that there are still so many more wonderful things that you have the potential to create. And what makes someone a master is knowing and accepting that art is a forever changing journey.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my video. If you would like to follow along on my art journey and see all the exciting projects that I have coming up in the future, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to follow along in real time, go and follow my Instagram. And until next time, love you guys!